Hey, what's up YouTube? Belton here, back for the final modifier of a Quiver craft. Some of you remember I just uploaded a video the other day where we were going for a perfect Quiver craft, trying to do it in a single session, and we weren't able to hit that last mod. That Quiver was item level 82, and it had tier 1 flat fizz and tier 1 lightning as its current prefixes, which would have been cool. However, it wasn't optimal. Also, I found out, and as I'm sure many of you have found out, there's been a dupe going on with people being able to roll back instance crashes to infinitely use omens. I don't want to throw shade in case other items have been made perfectly. I don't actually know whether or not people are cheating. However, there's been quite a few, let's say, perfect crafts that have come up that just mathematically, probability-wise, based on the amount of omens that are available, the amount of omens it would take, and the time frame in which they were completed, I suspect are illegitimate through a variety of means. So I wanted to do a fresh craft that was done 100% live streamed, make it 100% perfect, 6T1, for two purposes. Number one, to show that, items can be done legitimately, but also number two, I don't want people to be worried that items that they mirror service might be rolled back or that their account might be compromised by buying an item that is made through such means. The last time there was one of these exploits that happened in Settlers League, they banned all of the accounts involved and all of the items were destroyed. So obviously, if you're going to spend a mirror on something, you don't want to have to risk that. So for anyone that's curious, once we're done here, 100% of this craft, it took 85 hours approximately. Thus far, I've spent 2,000 divines on it. And you can see the entire process starting from Friday until the current time right now on, 2 p.m., Tuesday at 7 p.m. December 31st. So we're going to be ending the year, hopefully, on a nice little mirror craft. But in terms of the legitimacy of this, though, again, it's all recorded and all the cost accounting and stuff has been done. As you see here, I put together before I started this stream and recording today, a spreadsheet that covers the weights and covers the item levels and all of the offhand data that we'll need to finish the craft here. I'm going to make a separate video on weights and how to calculate EV with crafts sometime soon, but just for the purposes of this, as a quick rundown here, I actually, because I had been streaming for so long, I ended up being up for about 40 hours trying to finish the previous Quiver, and I was so tired that I accidentally bought a dextral annul instead of a sinestral annul, and I wiped my prefixes my suffixes entirely, which meant that I had the previous bow that we were working on. I actually had to restart. I had spent 800 or 900 divines on it, and I experienced a total loss. That is no one's fault but my own, of course. I should not have stayed up that long, but this is the bow that I screwed up, or the Quiver. So, no use crying over spilt milk. I set a goal, so decided to start again. And as you can see here, I got the 3 T1 suffixes, the dexterity +2 and attack speed. However, since the first Quiver had the flat lightning and the flat fizz, the flat lightning, as I mentioned in the previous video, is not 100% optimal. The best possible options that you can get, and I consulted Fubgun and a bunch of other people to confirm this, would be T1 damage with bow skills, which wouldn't have even been possible on the first Quiver because it was only item level 80. The second Quiver was 82, so it could have had it, but it already had the flat lightning and the flat fizz. So bow damage with bow skills, 59%, T1 flat physical damage, and then T1 flat cold damage, along with the suffixes, would be 100% perfect. Now, the problem with getting bow damage, flat cold, and flat fizz is that if you get projectile speed tier 1, there's no way to remove that deterministically, since, as you can see here at the top, the projectile tier 1 is an item level 82 mod, right? And since you're reverse ladder crafting, if you want to do the craft deterministically, which I discussed in the previous video, if my verbiage right now is confusing, you can watch that. But since it's item level 82, right, if you were to use an Omen of Whittling and projectile speed was put onto your prefixes, there's no way that you could get rid of that. So I decided to craft this Quiver at item level 81, as you can see here, because with item level 81, it removes the T1 prod speed as a possibility, which means that bow damage becomes the highest tier modifier. And then the second highest tier modifier, as you can also see here, is flat cold damage, which is 77. So once you have those two prefixes done, every other third prefix is a lower item level than those two, which means you can just deterministically use Sinestrals and Witlings until you hit whatever third prefix you want. So in our case, it's physical damage. So you can see, and I'll link this spreadsheet below the video as well. In this legend we have here, you can see the blue means that it's ineligible, so it's just the item level 82. Removed from pool means that we've hit those modifiers already, so that pool is locked. So the bow prefixes, sorry, I forgot to mention this as well. The bow is currently 5 T1. I've got T1 damage with bow skills and the T1 cold, as well as the perfect suffixes. So for this video, aside from me describing this, we're going to try to do this live, but get our 6th and make the absolute 100% perfect quiver, and hopefully we get that done here. But yeah, so we have the cold and the bow damage removed from the pool entirely, and then we have in terms of the coloring thereafter, this color here, which if on I have the black version of this on my desktop. On my laptop, I just have the regular not dark theme one, so it'll show up yellow. If you guys open this, it'll show up yellow. The yellow one, modifiers here, means that if I'm crafting, these will require a Sinestral Omen plus a Omen of Whittling, which means that they are a item level above 41, because the on the suffixes, +2 projectile skills is item level 41, and so Omen of Whittling combined, Omen of Whittling by itself removes the lowest the lowest item level modifier, and so if any of the prefixes are above item level 41, but they are the incorrect prefix, and Omen of Whittling by itself would re-roll the +2 to projectile gems, which would obviously brick it. So you have to combine that with a Sinestral Erasure, which makes it so the Chaos Orb removes only prefixes, so combined it'll re-roll the lowest item level prefix, which will protect the suffixes. However, Sinestral Erasures are double the price of Omens. When I was crafting with the Omens, they've since gone down to 6 divs, but I bought the vast majority of them at 7 divs. But the Sinestral Erasures are 13 divs apiece. So to use a reroll with an Omen of Whittling by itself is 7 divs, but to do, if it is above item level 41, it's 20 divs per mod reroll. And so I marked down on this spreadsheet here, the yellow squares are ones that require the Sinestral plus the Whittling, and the ones that are light green, they just require Omen of Whittling. And then the bright green is the desired mod that we're missing. So this top part is dealing with the item levels. The second part is dealing with the weightings. And again, I'm going to make a separate video on weights. There's been quite a few people who are presumably new to PoE that have just called this glorified gambling, which I understand. Again, I'll make a full video elaborating on this, but once weights are available, it's more of an EV calculation, and if you take advantage of the law of large numbers, and play probabilities and cost account, it's kind of like the difference of walking into a casino and being the casino. So to an extent, gambling is not a terrible metaphor or analogy, but anyways, I digress. If we look at this, we have the different weights here. So by doing this, we're able to calculate the cost averages to finish this off. And so on the bottom here, we can see that the total weights of the suffixes, or prefixes rather, is 32,475. Since we have bow damage and cold blocked, since we've already hit those mods, that removes 8,550 weighting from the total pool. And then if we look at the light green modifiers, which are ones that only require an Omen of Whittling, we can see the total weights there are 13,500. And if we look at the yellow modifiers, which are prefixes that require an Omen of Whittling plus a Sinestral Erasure, that is 9,675. And then if we look at the weight of the one mod that we want, it is a 750 weighting. Now that means that there is a 56.4% chance that we have to use just an Omen of Whittling. There is a 40.44 chance that we would use an Erasure, and there's a 3% chance that we finish the finish the quiver by hitting the final mod. Now, if we're trying to figure out the average cost, we remove the final mod, because obviously the final mod, you don't re-roll it again, which means that 58% of the time it's just an Omen, the one Omen, and 41% it is using the two of them. Now, the overall weight being 750 out of a remaining approximately 24,000 means that it is the odds again being 3.13%, which is 32. It'll take 32 rerolls on average to hit, right? And then because 58% of the time we need to use just a Whitling, it means that 19 of them, those rerolls on average, will be just Whitlings, and 13 of those rerolls will be a Whitling plus the Sinestral, which means that on average we are going to need to use 32 Whitlings and 13 Sinestrals to hit this final modifier, which means that the cost would be 223 divines worth of Whitlings and 173 divines worth of Sinestral erasures. Currently, I have used, last night before I went to bed, I used 24 Whitlings and I used 9 erasures. And as you can see in the inventory right now, I have 11 unused Whitlings and I have 4 unused erasures, which means that we are above the average because that'll put us to 35 total Whitlings and 13 total erasures, which is right on the nose. But also, before recording this video, I sold one of the quivers that I had been crafting for a mirror, since that perfect mirror bow is made. Whether or not that gets rolled back, we'll see, but I kept one of the other mirrors in case it does, or sorry, one of the other bows. However, since I do have all this other additional currency, we're 100%, not 100%, 99.9% chance that we will finish the quiver in this video, and hopefully for the people watching on YouTube, you'll get to share in the first 100% confirmed, legitimate, perfect mirror item in Path of Exile 2 history. All right, I know that's a mouthful, but the preamble is now done. Let's get down to it. Wish me luck, lads. So currently we have 2.5 lightning on there. 2.5 lightning is lightning item level 35, so we just need a single Whitling. And we got the bottom tier fizz. We got, what's that, tier 3 projectile speed, which means tier 3, item level 41, so we need to use both. And that is tier 4 fizz, which is item level 28. As you can see, this is a much faster way to craft than our previous videos, I think. What do we get there? Tier 7 lightning damage. That means that we have to use a erasure. It's item level 52. Then we got tier 5 fizz. 5 fizz is item level 35, and so we're... Yes! It's done! It's done! Yeah! Alright, boys! Let's fucking go! Oh, we did it, sweetie. We did it! Yeah. Look at that. The mirror craft even came along with a blonde bitch. Yeah. Scientific term. Don't get mad. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, we got it done. We got it done. Yeah. Oh, ooh, okay, come on. Aircraft's done. Oh. Sharp claws. Ooh, I needed to claw you. Hey, sorry guys, I'm trying to get that out of the way. Oh, fucking right. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. All right, guys. There we go. Tier 1 fizz, tier 1 cold damage, tier 1 damage with bow skills, tier 1 dex, tier 1 prod speed, tier 1 attack speed. Let's know. Alrighty. So Fubgun's been waiting to mirror it, so we'll have to divine it up here. Wait, how many more did that take? I had 11, right? So it was 6 additional ones. So we used unused. I have 5. Means we had 6, so that was 30. And don't need to do the unused. The Sinestrals, we have 2 left. 11. All right, look at that, boys. We came ahead, so it takes 32 on average, right? And it took us, we used 30 and 11. So you can see there, I know some of you guys think that crafting is just luck, and to an extent it is, but in terms of like preparation, right? If you have a craft in a certain state, this is obviously a lot, I understand. However, but by preparing ahead of time, as I mentioned in a previous video, A lot of crafting, as it is in PoE right now, is not so much the time that you put into the craft itself. As you saw right there, the actual crafting took like a minute, but the preparation and the thought process into how you plan out the craft takes a significant amount of time. And so in our case here, as I said, the average was 32, and we hit it in 30. The average amount of sinestral erasures was 13, and we used 11, so we came in just under there. Which means, so our total spend would have been on, that's just for this last mod, we would have spent 210, and then 11 times 13 is 143, which equals 353 divines. And I was at 1800 prior to that, so 1800 plus 353. 2153. The average price of a mirror in so doing was 350 divs, let's say, equals 2153 divided by 3.5. The price of the price of mirrors has gone in flux, like skyrocketed the past couple of days because of, I don't want to definitively call them illegitimate mirror items, but like whatever, we'll just call it, let's say the recent influx of mirror items. So we spent 6.2 mirrors getting the mods on this in the past 2 days, 2 to 3 days rather, 4 to 8. Oh my god, what day of the week is it? Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, 5 days. I can't count. I can do spreadsheets, but I can't count days of the week. Go figure. So five days, 6 mirrors. So that actually makes a lot more sense accounting wise, because making a mirror a day is relatively easy. Making 3 or 4 would have been rather sussy. But yeah, so 6.2 mirrors. It's hard to gauge what the mirror service market is like in the league. I know Fubgun's going to mirror it immediately. I'm gonna ballpark and say we'll probably get somewhere between 10 to 15 of them reliably within the next little while. And so if we look at this and say that it was, if we want to just break even, now keep in mind this doesn't account for the fact that I spent like 200 or not 200, maybe 100 hours crafting this, 80 hours crafting this, getting currency together specifically on this goal. Not to mention all the time we spent getting the currency together before that, and the risk element and all that shit. This is just purely cost accounting, right? And this is just gonna have. Right now, I'm gonna go through the thought process of how to determine a mirror fee. At least if you're being fair about it. I know some people just try to value extract, but on my end, I try to keep it as fair as I can while still respecting the fact that people have put time and money into it. So Q17, that's the spend, and then we've got, let's say, 15 people. And then 143 is what it comes out at. So just from cost accounting, so we'll call it 150 divs. 150 divs is going to be the mirror fee. That means that I'll break even just on the cost after 15 services. And then, again, not accounting for time. And I think that's very fair. And hopefully the transparency there leads you to the same conclusion. But if not, at least you know how I came to that. So the mirror fee for this quiver will be 150 divines. And I can be reached at my character name. I'll put on the screen now. I'll put this also in the pinned comments if anyone's interested. My character name is at Chastity Belton, because I might have my belt on, but we're never getting fucked. Chastity. So in-game name's Chastity Belton. You can hit me up in-game for that. I am going to divine this, guys. I talked to Fubgun beforehand, and the priority order for the divine is to have it flat fizz, flat fizz, attack speed, then flat cold, then the damage with both skills, then the dexterity. I will have it well divined, do not worry. And if anyone wants a copy, feel free to reach out. And if you want to confirm any of the cost stuff or of any of the legitimacy of the craft, how I made the currency, or any of the processes, in case any of you guys are super discerning, if you go to my Twitch channel, I will link this as well. Make sure these are published. You can see here we've got a 26-hour into a 48-hour into a 9-hour right there. So 26, 48, that's 48, 58, 68, 74, 79, 84, 85, 86. 86 hours straight of live streaming to get the quiver done. But fucking right, boys, it's been done. So yeah, thanks for watching, YouTube. For the people on Twitch, of course, we'll divine this, keep going live. But how long was this video? I can't tell. Anyways, hopefully that wasn't too bad to go through. I know some of you guys don't like it when I kind of ramble at the beginning, as you put it, but I think it's important to understand all of this stuff that I've presented here, because it will improve your crafting, your outcomes, and your your learning process. And if nothing else, hopefully that helped. Just as to be the YouTuber for a sec, if you enjoyed the video, if you could throw a like on it, maybe drop a comment, that'd be helpful. And if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, consider subscribing to the channel. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you soon. And for those of you that want to mirror it, hit me up. Cheers.